So, yes, let's talk about the Chiefs versus Bills. Darcy, let me ask you this. Who has the edge in this game between the Chiefs and the Bills?
I feel like you have to give the edge to the Chiefs because they are playing at home. If this game was in Buffalo, with how Buffalo played this year, the Chiefs could win the game, but I don't think that they would be the betting favorites, and I don't think they would have the edge. But going into this game, the Chiefs are the home favorite. They've played in this game before. Obviously, we know the playoff history between these two teams. The Chiefs have gotten the better of Josh Allen 3 times in the playoffs. Now, it's been close. We've seen the 13 seconds game, the Bass wide right missed field goal. So these games come down to the very end. But the Chiefs have been on the winning side of those because they know how to win these football games. And so I feel like that's why you have to give the Chiefs the edge in this AFC Championship game. They know how to win these close games. All season long, we heard that winning close games was a bad thing. This game's going to be close.
But I think the offenses are going to have a more of a say-so. I think it's definitely going to be more of a offensive game more than a defensive struggle, if that makes sense. But
I think Buffalo's going to struggle defensively.
Yeah.
I don't know about Kansas. I mean, Kansas City will to a certain extent. I'm sure we'll get into this more in a later segment. But if you just look at Buffalo's defense at face value, they've got a lot of injuries on the back end. They're not great. I mean, they weren't good to begin with, and seeing all these guys go down, that's going to be very tough for them to overcome. But listen, Josh Allen is Josh Allen. He's going to make plays against this Chiefs defense, whether they like it or not. They're just going to have to contain him and not let him convert 7 3rd and 5s. Like, that's the issue.
Yeah.
In that first game, it felt like they could not get off the field, and that was the difference why they lost that game.
Yeah, and to your point, Darcy, Buffalo's defense, Taylor Rapp, starting safety, out. Matt Milano has been dealing with injuries throughout the season, really, and this week as well. But Buffalo's defense is really middle of the pack this year. They're incredibly average. Now, Ed Oliver and Von Miller have had great postseasons, but this is not Von Miller of 2016, 2015, right?
No, not even of 2018.
Just going through Buffalo's schedule, they gave up 44 to the LA Rams. The next week, they gave up 42 to the Lions. They beat the Lions that week, but it just goes to show their defense is incredibly average, and I think that gives the Chiefs if the Chiefs' offense is coming in to the playoffs here, getting hot at the right time, finally coming together, I think that gives Kansas City the edge.
Well, let me just say this. I'm pulling up this stat. This is from Lance the Spoken on Twitter. The Bills on the road this season versus playoff teams allowed 36 points per game. That is a jarring stat if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, because the Chiefs are going into this game knowing they have to score 30 to win. They're going to go out there and just unleash the fury of all these wide receivers that have just been pretty much quiet the last 3 weeks, month of the season.
Yeah.
And if they're giving up 36 points per game on the road in this environment at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday night, it could be a long night for the Buffalo Bills, because if the Chiefs score 35 plus, I don't care what Buffalo does. They are not winning this football game.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
I agree. Especially, we brought up those injuries. You got a rookie going to be starting at safety now. And if
What's his name?
Cole Bishop.
Cole Bishop, thank you. Second-round pick this year, but he was a rookie.
Anybody got his stats? Can you pull up his stats real
I
quick?
don't think he really played a lot.
I don't think he played a lot either.
He's definitely not someone the Chiefs should worry about. Patrick Mahomes picks on good defensive backs. I don't think that a rookie safety coming in for Taylor Rapp, who, listen, I don't think Taylor Rapp's that good to begin with, but he's all they got. And so I think that they're going to be able to pick on that, kind of like how Josh Allen in that first matchup picked on Najee Johnson, picked on anyone that wasn't Trent McDuffie. And that's what the great quarterbacks do. And you think that Patrick Mahomes coming into an AFC championship game isn't going to look at Cole Bishop over the middle of the field and say, doink, and just go right to Travis Kelce in space?
Yeah.
All day.
Like quarterbacks be doing against Brian Cook. It's not nice.
That was not nice.
I want to pull that back.
Unwarranted shot.
I want to pull it back.
Cook got cooked?
Cook got cooked. Cook be all right. Yeah.
On the season, Cole Bishop only has 40 total tackles, 25 solo tackles. So
40 tackles?
Not a whole lot.
Oh, what he's played. That's quite a bit for a safety.
25 solo. So
he's started 4 times, but I mean, like we've been talking about, Buffalo's defense is something the Chiefs should be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, I didn't know he was alive until right now, Cole Bishop. So, yeah, that's good to know.
And really quickly, we mentioned the injury to Taylor Rapp. He got ruled out by McDermott today. But if you just look at the other guys, like, Christian Benford is dealing with a concussion. He's still in the protocol, and he didn't practice with a personal issue on Friday. I don't know if that was maybe him still trying to get over the concussion. He's questionable for the game. You had a guy in Matt Milano who is limited with a hamstring injury. Listen, if he's a step slower, that benefits this Chiefs offense. And the other guy was
Taron Johnson.
Yes, Taron Johnson.
At the shoulder?
Yeah, which could pop out at any moment. And then he's done.
Like done for the year or for
the game.
Okay.
If his shoulder pops out, I don't know if he's just going to be able to, pop it back in and go.
Yeah, that's true.
And then looking at the Kansas City Chiefs injury report, everybody's green to go. Green light, except for Mecole Hardman, who's out for the rest of the postseason. But
did he get Kadarius Toney?
No.
Or do you think
Sky Moore got Kadarius Toney. I'll tell you that.
That one came out quick.
If Mecole Hardman could have played, he would have been on the roster. Sky Moore, I don't think he has been in the facility for 3 months. I
you think his key card still works?
Probably not.
His key fob?
He's probably texting people to prop open the door for him,
Jack style. The national media is very frustrating to listen to at this point right now. Have y'all been listening to that at all?
I'm completely tapped in. And let me tell you, ESPN does not want to see this Chiefs team win. All the experts are picking against the Chiefs. I don't know what we really expected. Josh Allen and the Bills are kind of that one team that they want them to win so bad. And I talked about it on my show. Have you guys seen the TikTok edits of like, Josh Allen, please save us. Josh Allen, please. They did the same thing last year with Lamar Jackson. Yeah. And Mahomes went into his house and beat him. So it's just like they are looking for someone new. And if Josh Allen doesn't get it done this year, he's 0-4 against Mahomes in the playoffs. I think that this could be a legacy-defining game for him because at what point, if let's say he is down by 10 in the fourth quarter and he's looking at the scoreboard and he's like, man, I'm down by 10 on the road in this AFC Championship game to the team that I can just not beat. At what point is it just like the Chiefs are the boogeyman? I can't beat them.
Yeah,
he's gonna end
Chiefs
up.
are already at that level.
He's gonna end up being Phil Mickelson to Tiger Woods.
I saw something that he's basically Dan Marino or Peyton Manning before he beat Brady.
Yeah.
And no quarterback has ever went 0-4 in the playoffs to another quarterback.
I'll tell you what, the Buffalo
the
Buffalo Bills have a pretty good track history of going 0-4 in big games.
Yes, they do.
Wow. Yes, they do.
This is a huge game for the city of Buffalo. This is enormous. So the Chiefs, I think Buffalo is a little overrated. That's just my take. Looking at that game against Baltimore had to turn the ball over 3 times, and they still had a chance to tie that game at the end.
And I agree. And I wouldn't use the word overrated because when we were having a few discussions, when you have a Josh Allen, you can, what Joe Burrow thought he was to his team, Josh Allen actually is. Because remember when Joe Burrow said every year, what did he say? Every year is the windows open or something like that. Every year I'm here, the window's open to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it turned out that was wrong. So, yeah.
Well, and really quickly, Mitch Holthus was actually talking about how there's an argument to be made that this is the most important game in Arrowhead Stadium history. Like, if they win this game, think about it. They're going for a three-peat. No team has ever made the Super Bowl after, winning 2 consecutive Super Bowls. They would be the first team to ever do that. And
just appear.
Yeah, just appear in the Super Bowl. They don't even have to win the game. Yeah. But it's also, I don't know how you guys view this game. I view the Chiefs and the Bills as the 2 best teams in the NFL. Whoever wins this game is likely going to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
I've been
agreed.
I like the way you think.
I was gonna say, Michael, it seems like we're having that conversation every year. That
it's the AFC is just so much more loaded, and we're gonna talk about it later. Do you trust Jaden Daniels in a Super Bowl? He's great, but he's a rookie, and that team around him, they still got Zach Ertz out there catching passes. And like Philadelphia, Saquon's great, but is Jalen Hurts' knee gonna even be able to hold up?
Before the knee, though.
The concussion.
Is he going to be able to throw?
Well, that too.
Ask A.J. Brown how he thinks about his throwing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, I always go back to that final play in the Super Bowl where he had to throw a Hail Mary and it was just like 30 yards
Yeah,
short.
yeah.
It just bounced.
yeah.